Hi, this is Nomad UA. In this market overview video, we will talk about main US indexes, Bitcoin, dollar index, commodities, and US recession in general. First, let's look into the latest economic news. So the current fundamental picture of this week and last week was mainly consist of these four news. So first, that some investors really believe that the sell-off was overdone and have started buying. Also, companies' earnings so far have been reassuring, and results reported by the six biggest US banks suggested that the economy could manage a soft landing, while the Fed raises rates to tame inflation. So this is like kind of a good news. But next we have some pretty bad news. So jobless claims increased higher than the economists estimate. Also, more companies have announced job cuts this week. And other companies, including main techs, have implemented hiring freezes. Also, last week, the dollar reached parity with euro for the first time in 20 years, and we will talk about dollar index in this video. And this means that the dollar gets extremely highly valued because of different reasons. We will talk about it later in this video. And also, two inflation reports last week suggested that Fed could even consider a historic 100 basis point rate hike later this month. So we get even more higher rates. Okay, now let's look at the Dow Johns index chart. Okay, so here we are looking at the Dow Jones Industrial Average chart. The DIA ticket. I think it looks better technically than S&P. So it looks like VXY correction with ABC correction in both V and Y legs. So this move here could be a beginning of the impulse or just a part of some larger correction. I personally think that we probably need to have additional leg down here, this one, and then we could make some kind of bottom and see some reversal. But because the current news, they are not like a bit pessimistic, but it's still a probability sure that we have impulse here. But first we need to close above this top of the B wave to get a confirmation, because here you see we just close this gap, so we might go down from this level, and this looks like an ABC correction here. Even this second leg is weaker than first leg. It's also not really good signal, but anyway, we will see. So for now there is no buy signal here, and we also can look at the weekly chart. We need to close above this green moving average to get a signal. Same here, we don't have any signals in monthly chart, and to start buying we should have some kind of bottom, at least close above this level here. Okay, now let's look at the tech stocks. We are currently looking at the QQQ ticket. This ticket also demonstrates same consolidation as DJI. It looks a bit stronger, I would say, for this particular VIX, but it still looks as a consolidation. If we look globally in this chart, I think we are in a parabolic move. This could be a parabolic top, or we might have an additional top here, and after we go into correction. So I'm waiting here for the buy signal, but currently we have just, I would say, like a leg A. So we might have like B and C. So this is more likely to see. Like B, C, and then we go to the all-time high, and then maybe go to some kind of correction. But for now, no buy signal here. And if you look at the weekly chart, also I'm waiting for the close above this line here. So all of this, it looks like a fake bull signals, like a bull trap. So for now, no buy signal here, only hold. And now let's look at the Bitcoin chart. BTCUSD. So for Bitcoin, you probably heard that Tesla sold their Bitcoins. So that was pretty smart decision. So we had a Bitcoin pullback here. This pullback is just a normal pullback of the correction. Correction, a bear. Yeah, this looks like a normal bear market correction. So we have a C wave development. So this is not a buy signal. So this was just a good level for sell bitcoins, and Tesla just uses level to sold out their bitcoins, almost all of them. I think 75%. And my prognosis here that we are continue the downtrend. Maybe we go a bit higher here and then go down. My target is 12,000. This would be the first level I would start to buy bitcoins for the long term. But I think that we might go lower, because we probably get a recession next year. You also can watch other my videos about Bitcoin, and I also talking about this chart here. So next, let's talk about US dollar index. So this is a UUP index fund, which basically a chart of a US dollar index. So the nice things here is that we get a pullback from the all-time high here on the monthly chart, and because we have a parabolic chart here, we still have a potential move to the $30. So it still might be not over, because fundamentally when we have recession risks and more people selling their stocks and have no safe assets, the dollar index is more a preferable asset to store wealth. Also, because you have a higher rates, you also get a pretty good income from dollar in your bank account. That is the two fundamental reason why dollar is growing. So I think that here we have probably some kind of consolidation with potential to grow higher, maybe to this zone here, like this one. This is totally possible, but it could be that this is a higher top that we have in the US dollar. So definitely it's not a good time to buy dollars. It was a good time to buy it here, for example, or here, but for now we have hold signal at this asset. Now let's look at the US oil chart. US oil. So in the US oil, it was pretty interesting. You can watch my 2 weeks old video about US oil. So I predicted that we will get a pullback from this level, and we have pretty strong pullback here, and it was kind of a bull trap because it's really strong, like okay, it's a final reversal, but no. Why it's so? Because fundamentally oil is cooling down. Like we have a couple of news from US, from Arabia, Saudi Arabia, that there would be more oil in the market and so on. So probably this correction is not yet finished. So we might have some clear bottom here, or maybe lower, like around this level. And this one, the fundamental levels for this year, and this one for the next year. And I still wait for some bottom here and some final grow, but this scenario is less and less likely because of the news, and also because we have a recession and economic slowdown. It usually drops the oil price, like it was in the pandemic here. So no buy signal yet, waiting for buy signal, currently hold. Now let's go into the gold chart. It's also kind of a commodity chart and commodity related asset. So here we have kind of a flat correction with clear divergence here. And I was talking about in last my videos that we might go lower here, and I think that we go lower because this one here in the monthly chart is very strong rejection signal. Like you have this rejection, you have this rejection, you get a strong leg here, and this leg could be a potential start of the huge correction in gold. So my prognosis here is sell, but probably you need to get some pullback. Usually I'm not selling, usually only buying. So but this is clearly no buy signal, and yeah, this level is pretty strong. I expect that we might have some pullback like here, but probably we will break this level after the pullback because it's pretty strong move and pretty weak reaction. pretty weak. We will see. And as we look at the current market, okay, we get correction in gold, we get correction in commodities. We can look at the DBC. It's a commodity index tracking fund. You see here a huge correction. It's because of oil correction, because of gold correction, because of other commodities like copper correction. And we have, like, I had a position here, so I closed it here. And currently commodities are correcting down, and probably it's just the first leg of wave A, and we get B and we get C. So then you may ask where the money goes. Money goes probably in two assets currently, in stocks, because if you look again at the Dow Johns, okay, let's look at S&P. So in the S&P we get a nice pullback here and here. And money also goes to bonds. Let's look VCLT, long-term corporate bonds. Bonds also have pretty good pullback here. So all of this, it's more positive for market. A bit positive because, okay, investors believe more in the stock market. Investors also believe in the economy and start to buy bonds. But if you look at the other chart, like the yield curve, this is basically a difference between long-term and short-term corporate bonds yields. And as I talked in my previous videos about recession, this is a pretty good leading indicator that when you get a yield curve inverse, so when the yield curve goes below this line here, you will probably get a recession. And here's some example, like here, like it was here in the late 2007, or dot-com bubble recession in the 2001. And currently we get a yield curve inverse at the August of this year. And now we get it even more inverse without any reaction here. So that could be that this is basically an end of the week. So maybe we get it even lower, or maybe some pullback, and then we go. And this mark here, I just show probably a time when the recession starts. So you see that it's kind of inevitable for recession, and this is pretty scary from my point of view. So if we go to our fundamental picture, that some investor believes that the sell-off was overdone. I don't believe that, because sure, we might have some pullback, and in S&P, maybe some pullback here. It's totally possible, like some pullback. But then we got a recession and we get lower. A leg lower, so this was like a old ideas. Anyway, always do your own research. This video is not an investment advice. Thanks for watching. Please press a like button. Have a great and productive day.